And now we'll proceed into our questionings. The first question will start with Maggie Yates. How will you approach the implementation of House Bill 1220, which requires the county comp plan update to include housing for the entire population, including low-income, severely low-income residents and emergency shelters?
We're able to build mixed income housing and small homes on small lots in low density residential areas in the county. That's a start. Now we need to do the hard work of partnering with builders and developers and labor unions and neighborhoods to begin to create access and construct that type of housing. We also need to incentivize developers to make sure that they are able to include affordable units in new developments, and we need to explore programs to support first-time home buyers. It's also important that we center this construction and this growth in areas where we have the infrastructure and the natural resources to support it.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Carter.
Hi. When it comes to building in Spokane, we have to make sure we have the infrastructure in place in order to build that area. We have seen a lot of new places growing, but they are outgrowing the roads that are there. We need to work together to make sure that we have everything in place in order to build. Building is not the only solution, though. We need to reuse what we already have. We have homes that are empty because no one wants to develop them. Maybe it's too costly to move them. Maybe it's too costly to tear them down. There's always a reason why not to. We need to look at the spaces that we have, utilize what we have, and help the people who want to do some of the work, very similar to Habitat of Humanity, is to get them involved, get the ownership started at the ground floor. If you're willing to do it, let's do it.
So one of the things that I'm currently doing is working with a number of constituents across the state to reintroduce the opportunity for doing condo development and ownership in the state of Washington. We're one of the few states in the country that doesn't have a path forward for condo developments, and that is one way that we can reduce the cost and allow people to get access to home ownership. Everybody knows that home ownership is the pathway to build wealth. And the thing that has happened over the last 20 years is that gap between communities of color and whites has increased in terms of the wealth gap as opposed to decreasing. Renters now are paying more in rent in an apartment building than they would pay if they were owning. And so we need to be able to provide more options for home ownership and also to be able to expand the amount of homes that we have in this county. We've been restricted by the Department of Commerce in terms of our urban growth boundary, and we need to open that back up so we can build more homes for the community.
And thank you. Mr. Harmon.
I would like to get population of the county, including the Indian tribes, involved and look at the regulations. I believe, at what I've been observing, the regulations that are imposed on our builders are creating the high cost of living. And just get involved with the building councils and try to resolve the issues and try and build more. I kind of wonder why we don't have any manufactured homes promoted in our community. I live in one, and they're a very good home. And that's about it.
Paid for by Friends of Maggie Yates, Democrat for Spokane County Commissioner.